tower, and you see they kind of just close in on it. Everyone is aware of where that objective is, and you know, because of the layout of this level, if you get stuck down there and it moves up, you have to jump back up to the top.
Look at GG Boy, he's so innocent. That's baby face right there. And there's Grumpy McGee.
Really sick of this.
So now it's
cameras right.
Released in Game 5, so that's a treat for everybody here. Both these teams.
His eyes say a different story, though.
Matched they are, Ashley, and the passion and also the organization we're seeing from both of these teams, these pushes. What can you say about the back squids and what we've seen the last couple of days from them?
I mean, gosh, I am so impressed with the level of play that they have brought to this tournament.
Dude, GG Boys are going to be so
calling
fucking
has been very good. The communication has been so good. And honestly, seeing them watch
each
other's backs,
right now.
It's so different than when you play Splatoon 2 and you're just by yourself
and
you're playing Turf War.
Watch them get
to be
swept.
able to play on a team of 4 people who are all communicating with each other. I mean, the level of absolute, like, just pro play is so wonderful to see.
Well, let's get set for our third game. It will be Clam Blitz, and here's the explanation behind that. You toss clams into the enemy basket. First team to score 100 points wins.
Toss clams in the enemy basket. Find clams.
Round up 10 clams to receive a
reverse
power clam,
basketball,
which resembles a football, which it's not a
I'm pretty sure you can get multiple clams, though.
Field is the magic word we're looking for. You'll still get the sports, my buddy.
But it's a big one.
Not going to entertain you. I am not
needed
going
to break the basket's barrier.
A power clam is needed to break the basket's barrier. 1 clam equals 3 points. A power clam equals 20 points.
I don't remember this in Splatoon 1, so I have no idea.
Out there, and this is one of those game modes.
10 clams equals a power clam.
You talk about clam management
30
and the
points
currency
worth of
that's on the
clams
field
to
at
make.
this point.
We call it
but
the
they're
clam
everywhere.
economy because it's so important to have your clams. We saw yesterday in the Center Destroy versus Back Squid's game. Center Destroy has had moments where they were pushing up, but they just didn't have the clams to follow it up. Because of that, teams will sometimes wait until they have enough of those power clams to really make a dent, because there is a penalty associated if you aren't able to score enough points.
And you don't want to give a pity clam to the opposing team, especially when they're already in the lead.
They're getting set with their gear and their weapons. It will be Clam Blitz on Manta Maria and Ashley. You look at Manta Maria in the middle of this stage is really where things happen, being able to control that area. But what else do we recognize about this level?
I mean, I think this is a really long, thin level, right? And so and it's also a little bit of a smaller stage. And so with Clam Blitz, I think there's a lot of verticality of that crow's nest. I think we're going to see a lot of long-range action here. I think I'm hoping Dynamon's on that splatling again, and I think Echo is almost definitely going to be on a charger.
Players in the lobby, they're getting set still, and we talk about having the power clam here, 9, and obviously it gives up your position, but these teams are so good at communicating. Let us know a little bit more about how these teams break down these stages and communicate where people are and some of the terms they use.
Why not that funny?
Well, there's a huge reason why not for that one.
Well, these ink kids are kids. They're kids and squids.
Oh yeah, they're a kid now. You're a squid now.
Let's get set for
I'm in a hentai now.
Oh no. GG Boys of Japan in the purple.
Dude, if anyone draws porn comics for squid kids and are listening.
Let's break down these loadouts here.
Look at you, Chad, man.
You gotta start it off with them like really happy.
Anytime you have a long
they're singing the song, I'm a kid now, I'm a squid now, and then the next panel, they're sucking dick and thinking I'm in a porn now or something.
Make it a little bit easier.
Make it happen, please.
I could totally see some fucking depraved porn comic made of that. I'm positive.
I'm sure it's happening.
Because like, there's so many of those depraved porn comics that have like the most crude sense of humor.
Potentially to other teams.
It's crazy.
If you can keep them away from
it. Get the Shad man, I'm telling you, he'll do it.
I
guarantee he'll do it.
Watson with that slosher.
Probably's already done it, for fuck's sakes.
Talk about this.
Yeah.
You focus on the objective of the game, but you want to make sure you cover the turf and give your team plenty of space to move around.
Right. The fundamentals of the game never go away. You make sure that you control that turf, you give yourself the lanes, and it's an added benefit here in Clam Blitz.
This whole concept.
That are under your turf, so it's one more reason why you need to control the map.
This is the
with the power clam. You see the GG Boys trying to be the first ones to get on the board, waiting to find it.
So is the power one the football?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he has a completion.
They got it.
Now it's the early advantage for the GG Boys. However, the back squids are able to stop everything and do a complete wipe of the GG Boys here, Ashley.
That's one of the things that is so dangerous about doing those really big pushes with 3 team members or more, is that you're really risking
I see the top right. It's like saying press R.
And now you see
I think it's right click in. I don't know. Maybe this is a special.
It's a grenade.
On the board. That changes the priority for the GG boys.
Zach, where do you put your defenses here? There's too much pressure coming in. They're going to set up this jump. The baller has gone in and watched them. Here they come.
Here they come.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my.
Those are 3 power clams?
Yeah.
Dude.
They just need 2 more power clams. It's over.
Oh, that was so good. They waited until they had the exact same time when they could all put it in without getting hit.
Yeah,
that's so smart.
You see 21 clams there at the top of the screen, so they have the resources they need. They're going to need their own slosher deco to build
GG boys are so good.
The best.
GG boys are the fucking kings.
Shifting to more of a defensive focus right now. They see the threat coming. Oh, Dynamon with 2
But the back squids are winning.
That rapid blaster at close range can still get the job done.
I thought it was the other way around.
Trying to avoid the splat, but
I don't know how this works actually, because it says 40 remaining for the green. Back squids are green.
And once again, Ashley,
are we going down or up?
Showing its head.
All you have to do at this point, if you're the back squids, is play really great defense. And
don't know.
Unfortunately,
I don't know. I don't play Splatoon. I was here for Smash, and I feel like I got switcherooed on me. I didn't ask for this.
Real dangerous for the back squids.
Under 2 minutes left, that's not getting the power clam. However, you've got another one for the back squids at this point.
Yes, I get a 0 in this game over. Your team wins.
So it's going to be a coordinated effort.
Okay, so back squids did that cool play.
Oh man.
Defense. Damn it!
They can't let
that
the ball get
sucks.
close. This might be an
Come on, GG boys!
They do score, but I don't know if they were able to get any other.
They were sandbagging, dude.
Coming in is actually able to go through and gets a crucial double kill.
Huge.
We'll see if this is going to be enough. The next.
Wait, that's awesome! They did it! They're taking the lead. Oh, dude, look!
Power clam, and now the
What?
GG boys
Oh no, I thought he was
are
throwing in like 2 power clams. They were just 2 normal clams.
Oh no, they're
I
normal
got
clams.
so excited.
The footballs are the power clams.
Yeah, for some reason I thought they were footballs.
Tossing clams as long as there's some purple there. GG boys.
I thought he was about to just get the fucking win like that.
Yeah, right?
Oh, shit.
Barrier back up.
How do they get the low of the barrier?
They have to hit it with the power clam.
Oh, is that where the power clam's so important?
Okay.
They're going to have to get very aggressive, but they're also going to have to be really careful because, again, you're going to have to make that run successful. Otherwise, it could end in a team wipe.
Echo with a power clam at this point.
Why are you getting so into this? Were you shitting on this game before? I wasn't shitting on it. I was just saying it's not my thing. I can allow myself to enjoy things I don't fully understand.
Well, anytime you see 15 or more,
it's kind of like how you can sit there and watch football, but you haven't touched a goddamn pigskin in your fucking life, you nerd.
I hate football. To use this baller pretty far out. They're going to have to make this push the old-fashioned way, and it looks like they might.
Oh, the GG boys able to shut the door on the push of the back squids, and here comes the
holy shit! GG boys are gods!
KO. They send the back squids to the canvas on Clam Blitz, and they're now up 2-1 in these grand finals, and that's what we saw. We knew that the back squids had to become more offensively.
He's so comfortable. That stance.
Because of that,
his stance right now.
Play some defense and then close the door on
his smile. His optimism returned.
Yes. We got Babyface. We got Dragon Man.
Super jump there. They thought they had it. That allowed the GG boys to stay behind them, score, and there was no one there to play defense.
And then
Ashley, we saw at the end of this game the job that the GG boys did of gathering the other clams to make sure there wasn't enough money in the bank for the back squids to make a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, that is part of the game. It's a strategy to play a little bit of keep away with the remaining clams on the field. And so they did an excellent job of getting in the lead and then saying, you know what, all we have to do at this point is just keep the clams away from you so you can't get any more points.
One of the highlights of this matchup, 9, was
this
this 3-player super
lady
jump
of your
into
dreams.
the baller. You called it as it was happening.
She wouldn't play Splatoon, that's for sure.
Power clams on the side
Maybe
of the
she
back
would.
squids.
Well, you can't draw it up.
I just don't know yet.
Watson was able to sneak all the way back.
So they were
even jumped down there to the bottom
when they knew they could get in there. That was so smart.
Got there, but got there just a little.
Then they died.
Late.
I finally understood what they were doing.
This time, sometimes the great
they died, but they
plays.
still got those 3 power claims in there.
Taiji was in a bad situation
that was
that allowed his team to
good.
jump in and was really the MVP of that game.
Very smart
and it seemed
play.
like that was most likely the most critical point. Sure, you'll see highlights of that triple super jump, but Taiji's ability to lock down the base, get that wipe, really secured the victory for our GG boys.
Yeah, I mean, Taiji and Yamamichi are just incredible frontliners. They're so good.
Quit that. Don't pick your nose on stream, dude.
No. It's good luck.
Conversions, and you are going to be
Somebody's
in a
touch that control later and get a
can win
booger on
those
their hand.
one-on-ones.
Yeah, they
2-1 advantage in our grand finals, courtesy of the GG boys. We get set for game 4. It's going to be Rainmaker. So here's a rundown for those of you at home so you can follow. You're going to carry a mystical missile launcher, 9.
What?
Love that term right there. Called the Rainmaker to a pedestal in the enemy base. The Rainmaker is initially located in the center of the stage and is protected by a barrier. If the battle ends without a KO, the team with the lowest goal distance will win. And take us through some high-level strategy with Rainmaker. Where does the coordination begin with this mode?
Well, you want to make sure that you have an alleyway secured before you make that push. There's, of course, moments where a scramble occurs, you take 2 or 3 down, and you just run it all you can. But these teams are so good at identifying where the Rainmaker is going to go and being preemptive. Don't be surprised if it takes a 2, 3, maybe even 4 down situation before they're willing to pick up that Rainmaker.
And a lot of times, Ashley, with that Rainmaker, you really have to be efficient. You've got to stay on the back line, it seems like, because you do want to plow your way forward, but you have to let your teammates clear the way and clear the threats for you as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of trust involved in Rainmaker, I think. So you have to really trust that your other 3 teammates are going to be taking good care of you and giving you some time, to load up the Rainmaker and actually fire it, because there's a little bit of a delay there.
You know who he looks like?
And on top of that, create those lanes for you to get you closer to the goal.
And you look at Camp Triggerfish, which is the stage that we'll be doing Rainmaker on. And what do you notice about this stage as it pertains to Rainmaker and how you navigate this map here, Ashley?
Well, we have that giant gap in the middle of the map, and I think that ends up being a little bit of a... There's a little bit of a back and forth across the way, as you would as summer camp, of course. And I think it's going to be a really fun thing to watch some of the longer range weapons get across that divide and really start picking off people.
And 9, as far as loadouts go with particular weapons, we've seen a wide variety already in the first 3 game modes, but Rainmaker, what do teams tend to typically focus on?
Well, Stingray, especially on a
We're not even allowed to acknowledge.
Don't even look at him, dude.
What?
Unless they want you to look at him, don't even look at him.
That's racist.
Go on that netting on the left side of the map. We might see that brand new fresh Gluga Dooley that we saw. Got the baller.
All right, let's check this fucking mode. Chat says it's best mode.
Does not even need a crystal ball to call that out. You see the Gluga Doolies. GG boys from Japan. The GG boys from Japan in the yellow. And you've got the back.
Yo, they got the Rainmaker already.
Team Europe 2-1
they got a shield?
set for game 4 at Etna already with the Rainmaker. Trying to advance and improve on the score, and the GG boys trying to make this a quick one. You see the suction bomb in the way of Etna, just being very patient.
Do it, GG boys, make it the quickest game of your life.
Dude, GG boys are just
I want to watch Smash.
It's not going to be
he tried his best.
Slow it down there, but you can see there's still
no, they got it. They got it.
This one's going to go even further, and
still going. Still going.
But we want Yellow to win.
Trying to clear out the threats with the back.
Yeah, Yellow still got the Rainmaker, and they're pushing it forward.
You've got a 4-1 on the field.
They lost it again.
Go take that Rainmaker and just clear it on out of here. You clearly don't want that right by your base. They're going to just guard it, let it reset. 4-3 on the map.
Sorry, Craig, I'm going to have to unsub now. I understand.
Once again, Ashley. Oh, and picking people off once again.
Absolutely beautiful. Echo is so good on that charger.
So I'm guessing if
I was surprised
it's out,
he
you
wasn't
need
on
to
it
get
last
reset.
game, and I am just more than happy to see.
I don't know why they didn't pick it up.
350 left in this
Maybe it's better just to not touch it.
Maybe it would move it faster to the middle because they have to move it away from their base.
At this point on Camp Triggerfish.
And what we've
seen already, 9, is every single stage has a particular route you can go with the Rainmaker, and the GG boys wasting no time building this lead.
They're being kind of greedy here. You see them putting pressure on both sides at the same time. There is that nice little
they already got it back
that
again.
Allows you access to both sides.
Dude,
it's not something that was there.
Dragon's got this. I call him Dragon.
Already, they're going for more. You see
don't ask me why. I don't know. I think it's just because
the good Stingray is going to do just enough to take them out there.
That goes through the floor.
Again, it's solid defense, but we got to see some offense.
Echo getting the splat on Dynamite.
It's graded.
Stopping
you can shoot
the
graded
movement of the Rainmaker at that point. Kaito using that splatter shot, trying to create some more ground for his team to operate. Great defense so far from the back squid, but we haven't seen a shred of offense from them.
I guess.
Inkjet ready to go for Kaito. You've got Watson on the ground with that slosher.
I guess it helps because there's so many places for them to get behind and still start moving.
They have to deal with Dynamon and that Inkjet, Ashley.
Yeah, that is very dangerous.
Squid boys and girls
looks like
very
Watson
fast.
just got splatted, so it just gave Dynamon a whole lot of real estate to work with Itona right here. Got people jumping in already. Here's Yamamichi.
What a fucking smash.
Got 3 of the GG boys right there on top of the Rainmaker.
2:25 left in this one. 2-1 advantage in the games. If the GG boys can get this, they'll have a huge 3-1 advantage getting set for Game 5. However,
I mean,
couple
I
more
have
splats.
the screen titled pretty adequately, I guess.
Etna with those dual squelchers putting in some work right now. 2:10 left in this one.
Mahvel. That's exactly us right now, but
However,
with
if you're
Smash.
the GG boys, you know that you've got the lead. Do you shift to a defensive mindset here?
I don't think you change up the game plan whatsoever. As long as you play within yourself and you don't go too crazy here, I think you can play offense.
Shit.
That's not a spot you want to be. I'm a little bit surprised to see him moving towards the Rainmaker.
And then they get blued up,
There might be a chance for a push on this left side.
Majin trying to keep a couple of the GG boys at bay with that rapid blast.
That ain't
Here
Majin.
comes Echo with the Rainmaker. Baller
That ain't Echo.
Those both negate
Yo,
each other,
Echo, I
but
don't know
see
what
the
you think
splat on
you're
the
doing right
left-hand
now,
side of
but
your
you gotta
screen.
drop
Echo
that.
needs a convoy. Looking for
You
some
ain't
help
part of the
to help
GG
improve that
boys.
score. You've got those cargo
Oh my
nets.
god,
It's
they're gonna
very
take
difficult to
7
navigate.
games.
Trying to
Kill
avoid the
me.
splat option. Oh, Echo came behind the defenses, but it's not enough. And you see
Okay,
the
so
score
for
there,
what I'm
it was
seeing
30 to 30,
is the
but because
graded
GG boys got there
things
first,
are like
back
you
back
don't want to be
Can
on.
they get anyone up there? Kaido's
You can
got
fall
one up
through
there
them
and
if they
grab that.
squid.
The Inkjet's not going to be able to do so.
Okay, but you still you don't want that though because you can't get your ink.
But they're going to need someone else to come
get
back
ink.
there
I'm a
and
squid
tie it.
in there.
Kaito can't do it himself. He has to focus on the
Gotcha.
guy that's ahead. The Stingray up to
And the only way up there looks like to be by going up the graded stuff. What the fuck is he doing?
Here comes the slam dunk.
Uh-oh.
GG boys, what the
fuck?
fuck?
Put some pressure on the GG boys, and they lock this thing up here, Ashley.
Wow.
2 games.
This
to
round
2.
could be over by
I
now.
thought that Rainmaker
Gosh.
was gonna go away. It could have had to have been the last second for
Alright.
the Rainmaker to still be on the map, and Majin
Alright.
just picked it up and jumped
We
over
need
the
apple
top
juice to
of
go onto
someone
the
and walked
stage
it
and
in.
start
It was
distracting.
crazy.
9, how about
The
that
enemy.
concentrated push at the
That
end? It
was
just seemed like it was
free,
an
yeah,
endless stream of back squids deploying right in that area of the map against the GG boys, and the GG boys unable to reset that Rainmaker. Let's take a look at the replay from all of the action that we just watched. And 9, you look at how much these teams were battling back and forth, but here comes Echo at the pivotal moment of this match.
So many things going on right here. You see Majin had already worked around that backside and was able to get Echo this far into it. He jumps up here, throwing caution to the wind, but the splash wall just enough to slow it down. But credit to the back squids there. They gave themselves the position to super jump in. You could not have timed that dual special push there any better. Yamamichi trying his best, but with coordination like that, there's nothing a single player can do.
The 4-0 wipe like
so
Charmin
it's like
at the end right there.
Overwatch.
Excellent job, and you see the Stingray getting
If
the
it's
critical
just one guy
splat,
versus,
able to
like,
stop
their
things
team,
right there.
fuck.
And Ashley, we now have ourselves at least a Game 6.
I mean,
I have no idea.
This
I'm not
is what
listening.
we all want as Splatoon fans. This is the thing you want to see. We wanted to see a real championship match, and that is exactly what we're looking at.
We get set for a Game 5 and our best of 7, and both of these squads back and forth, and that's a huge match right there, Nine, because if you aren't able to
that guy's gonna get really mad.
Down 3-1, you would have to beat the GG boys 3 times in a row to become victorious. You now give yourself some breathing.
Because then when that guy gets really mad, that third game went.
It was the back squids who got
then
off
look
to
at
that
him, they
big
go,
lead there with that
GG,
incredible
boy.
3 power acclaim score at one time, and then it was the GG boys saying, we're just going to take the win right out of those sails. That time the roles were completely reversed. It was the GG boys who came out on top at the start, but credit to the back squids, they just kept fighting the whole way.
And Ashley, the GG boys got out to the huge lead, the early advantage.
The
It looked like
guy
they were
on the
almost about
right
to win the game
and
the
the
first
guy
30
on the
seconds,
left.
but you saw the difference
Yeah,
from the back squids. They never
in
give
a
up. They
polygamous
always believe,
relationship
and that's
with the girl
so
in the
important when you
middle.
get to these grand finals.
I think
Absolutely,
the
and one of the
dudes on
things
the
that I'm always
ends
impressed with
probably
all 4
fuck
teams that have
each
played in this
other.
tournament is the ability to remain
girl in the
calm. I
middle
know that whenever I
has
am in a
absolutely
situation
nobody.
similar to that, while I
Do you
play
think she
Splatoon,
just, like,
I am a
films it
panicker, and I'm like, oh, I gotta pick up the Rainmaker because it's just sitting right there in front of me. And these teams show incredible restraint when they know, like, no, I'm not the Rainmaker carrier. I'm gonna wait for my teammates. I'm gonna have a coordinated push. Like, we're gonna do this together. And they've done, all of them have done such a good job at that.
Game 5 will be splat zones in the Reef. And Ashley, it was one of the first stages many people got their hands on when they first played Splatoon 2.
They have
Tell us about this stage, especially as it
so it is a show about fucking
I mean, I love
there's
the
a lot
Reef,
of fucking.
and I think that this is the map that the teams have had the most time with, I would say, out of all of them. And so the Reef is the one that, you know, I feel like it brings us right back to classic Splatoon, the fight on the bridge. It's time for a fight on the bridge.
Splat zones in the Reef. A couple of scoops of vanilla ice cream when it comes to game modes.
I was not paying attention.
Just under
is this
5
a new
minutes,
mode?
you have.
Yeah, I think it's normal splat
in the blue,
right?
And in the green, you've got the GG.
What's the
cover everything?
Tell us about the loadouts we're seeing here, Nine.
Well, this is not a map where you're going to bring out your long-range weapons, and we already see Echo making his presence felt on that blaster, but it's going to be a 4-0
pink thing in the middle
from, again, both of these short-range positions, but now the lockout starts.
Oh,
you remember the first
you're
Flat Zones
right.
game that we saw started exactly
it's the ticket
like
system
this.
again.
Can the back squids turn the tides?
Watson with that baller ready to go, trying to avoid both a sprinkler and a couple of curling bombs and an inkjet. It's raining down.
I really like that color, purple.
He goes ahead and deploys the baller to help protect him, but here comes the
like
trying to turn the tide, trying to get the
zone. Purple, baby!
Critical splat from behind, and already the back squids out to a 50 to 100 lead.
It would really suck.
I mean, this has been very good play. They took out Dynamon on that roller very early on in the match, and I think that was so key to help them take over the splat zone, but it looks like GG Boys took it right back.
GG Boys, they grab the zone. It's now 80 to 50, and that clock continues to tick, and we talk about that lockout phase. This is very similar to the last matchup on Walleye Warehouse we saw here, Nine. The GG Boys able to reclaim the turf and then put the pressure on the spawn for the back squids.
And the positioning of Dynamon here is going to be so important.
Give the other guys
he knows he's got the longest effective range of all the weapons currently on the map. That's why you see him sitting there at the front of the bridge. He knows they're going to come from that way, and because he's been positioned so well and assisting his team, it's starting to look ugly.
GG Boys take the lead. It's 30 to 50. That clock continues.
I've had that with some
very
games,
difficult situation for the back squids. They've got 4 squids out there, make that 3, but only 1 special ready to go. Can Watson put some pressure? Kaito gets the splat on the back line of Dynamon. Trying to get another splat. Critical double splat, and I think those splat bombs might take out the spawn. And yes, you've got a 2-0 wipe for the back squids as they now reclaim the splat zone here, Ashley.
That was a huge clutch play right there by Majin. I mean, being able to stay alive through all of that is massive, and that is why they are in charge of that splat zone right now, and they're going to go ahead and clear out that penalty.
Just like that website you have all the
Dynamon going to deploy the ink armor. You see the lead at the top of your screen, 13 to 39. GG Boys trying to make it a 3-2 advantage. That clock continues to tick, but it's 3-1 on the field. A couple of specials ready to go for the GG Boys, Nine.
And that was one of the most crucial 1v1s. And unlike earlier in the set, this time it was Taiji beating Kaito on
Absolutely
that.
Not.
Them both
Microsoft makes nothing good.
But Taiji won that. They were really close to getting the lead.
13 to 26. You see the GG Boys are having to overcome and erase that penalty they currently have, but they have a 13-point lead. 2:18 left.
I mean, that's great. I don't give a shit.
He gets Kaito, but he's hungry. He wants some more. He's going after a few more back squids. Unable to eat right there. Here comes the baller. Watson trying to get into that
420p.
I'm ready. To get a few sprinkles of ink in the splat zone, but it's not enough. GG Boys about 20 seconds away from victory, and Watson goes down. And 9, it looks like this is when the GG Boys take control of everything.
GG Boys are just
Looks like it's going to be no issue whatsoever, and they get the victory.
Why even show up to a tournament? The GG Boys are here.
Yeah, if you knew the GG Boys are there, why even get your hopes up?
Exact same thing there. They came out to the lead, all guns a-blazing there, but the lockout phase, you just saw the GG Boys a little too good at it. Japan really focuses on splat zones. They run a lot of splat zones only tournaments. And you saw right there as we see Dynamon there coming out on top of that scorecard.
And Ashley, was very similar to the first match of splat zones, like 9 pointed out. The back squid's taking the early advantage, but the GG Boys really settling in, recapturing the zone, and then locking out the GG Boys by really dominating their spawn.
Yeah, I think that we tend to see the GG Boys come out really aggressive on splat zones, and basically the strategy there is we're going to come out really aggressive if we can take over that splat zone, great. But if not, that's okay. We have plenty of time to regroup, take it back, and go ahead and move forward from there. So I think that they have enough time and sort of the luxury of being really aggressive on that first push, because they can always just come right back.
And Nine, you talked about a big-time 1v1 matchup. Let's roll back the replay and see what you were referring to. This was a moment where really this game changed. You had the back squids really with the GG boys on the ropes.
Yes, and here, Taiji did a great job of using the cover of Dynamon to move in. You see taking out Watson there, and right there you can just barely see them both shooting at each other. A little bit of strafing there, but Taiji taking that completely compromised the bridge. One more goes down off screen, and it just fell together.
They get the wipe against the back squids at that point. You saw the back squids only 13 seconds away from tying them. So we now see some of the great defense the back squids play. The GG boys give them a taste of their own medicine. We now get set for game 6. It'll be tower control on Moray Towers, Ashley. One of the most notorious levels. Obviously, Moray Towers.
Smash Brothers level.
It is, yes. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about what we see here with Moray Towers.
Which one is that? I can't remember.
Oh, man. I mean, Moray Towers, I think you're going Chargers all day long. Echo's going to be on that Charger 100%. We are going to see
never really got started
all day. It's going to get crazy out there.
And Nine, what do you think is going through the mind of the GG boys? They're one victory away from capturing the World Championship. And if you're the back squids, you were in this situation yesterday. You were down 2-1 against Set to Destroy X, and you're able to win the next 2 games to make your way to the finals. Tell us about what's going through the minds of these players, most likely.
Well, the back squids, no stranger to important wins on tower control. One of the greatest games I've ever seen played yesterday. They have to be confident. They know that this is a back and forth situation. They're not being outmatched. They know that if they execute, they can bring it to them. And I think it's almost the exactly same thing coming from the GG boys. It's just a matter of, all right, we're here. We know how we want to play this. Let's just do our thing and we'll get that win.
Players still in the lobby selecting their gear. Big time match, of course. If the GG boys get the victory, they are your Splatoon 2 world champions. Back squids trying to force a game 7 if they can get a victory here. Tower control last time, Ashley. The back squids had the victory there. You saw how well they're able to play defensively late in that match. Moray Tower, though, you got to have those long-range weapons to play.
Or would it be the most extreme elimination challenge, guys?
Those ones.
Tower control.
Okay, so the American voices or the actual
the American one?
Okay, yeah, I'd watch the shit out of that.
Can the back squids, with their backs against the wall,
we'll still have the body stand in.
In the turquoise, you've got the GG boys of Japan. In the pink, you've got the back squids of Europe. And already, we look at some of these loadouts.
It's the same mode.
Just a few long-range weapons that we see.
Only a few, but something to keep in mind is that 2 members are using a burst weapon here. They're trying to use that so that they can pressure these long-range weapons. They know Dynamon is going to be able to sit back here on this flat lane and make it very painful for them. And right now, it's not working for them.
GG boys on the tower.
Like
remember last year, Dynamon, part of that Dynamute team. They were looking to extend the match themselves on Moray Towers. What poetic justice it would be if they could get the victory here today on Moray Towers. Early on,
the dust
the GG boys trying to get through that first checkpoint.
Moray Tower. I don't know. They rotate maps every week.
Stingray action back and forth. I think Dynamon is absolutely going to be gunning for Echo very specifically because he wants to keep Echo away from his special for as long as humanly possible.
49-100 advantage for the GG boys in this game 6. The GG boys get the victory here. They are your world champions. Dynamon pushing even more forward.
GG boys are so good.
Gonna pave the way.
So good.
Can the GG boys?
I wish they would do the best so this would be over.
Squids left. Can they play defense?
Easy.
8 seconds left. Will the GG boys be
Get mad! Get mad! Back squids, get mad!
Oh, you're a kid now. You're a squid now.
The Splatoon 2 World Championship.
God gamers.
The GG boys of Japan.
Fuck yeah!
You see the emotion, the joy. Obviously, round of applause for the back squids and what they were able to accomplish. Gave us some.
They were a kid now. They were a squid now. They're a man now.
What we saw right there.
They're sad now.
Dynamon's ability to
they're sad now.
And that splat on Echo really told the story of this one.
That's one of the quickest moving tower control maps in the game. You saw right there, it was just one wipe and it felt like they walked it all the way down to the 40s to that second checkpoint. And when you run with a shorter range composition like we saw there, we saw both of those short range weapons. If you do get boxed out, it becomes incredibly difficult to get back in. But once Echo went down there at the very end to that Stingray from Dynamon, like you said, Dynamon knew who the target was. They needed to take out that sniper. They did that, and they walked in at the end.
Yep. And Ashley, we got a chance to witness the championship last year in 2017. Right. And how good do you think this feels for Dynamon? On tower control,
dude, you know what?
Stopped.
Overtime, 3 squids on a tower, and they all got heartbreaking.
This was the finals. They're over.
I think so.
Great.
You talk about retribution. The GG boys are your champions of the Splatoon 2 World Championship. Give them a round of applause.
Oh, they did it.
Yeah, it sounds like it's
around
done, yeah.
Wonderful job.
They're just chilling now. It's like, all right, where are
bring on the real competition?
Well, I know I said a bunch about yesterday's action, how great of a set it was, but today lived up to expectations. We saw emotion. We saw highlight level plays. We saw weapons of all kinds coming out here, and I think it speaks to how great of a game Splatoon 2 is that you can see such a great variety of weapons.
Well, we have some awards for our victors and for the trophy presentation. Let's bring him out again, the producer for Splatoon 2, Mr. Nogami.
Snake, join us. Come on and hang, dude. We're chilling.
Welcome.
What's up, dude? Dude, how fucking hype were you? I'm pleased.